Hi, my name is Theresa Molloy, and I'm president of the New York NIRI chapter, and welcome to the NIRI New York Minute, sponsored by Business Wire. I recently had an opportunity to talk to Liz Werner, who's Vice President of Investor Relations at AIG, about the importance of collaboration and the role of investor relations. Stay tuned to hear what Liz had to say about this very important topic. So Liz, in the role of IR, your deliverables are pretty dependent on your strategic partners and business units outside of investor relations. So how does the IR team intersect with the other business units, as well as how do these relationships help you and your team build a successful practice?
So we've really relied on relationships across the organization, both with our functional areas and our businesses. And it's been critical because in order to provide thoughtful and timely responses to the investment community, we need the input and contribution for a number of people. And we view those individuals as experts and our partners, and they'll find them throughout the organization, whether it's in legal or corporate communications or finance, as well as the business units themselves, where we really need to get greater insight and feedback to the investors on how AIG is doing.
Mm-hmm. And how have these how have you built these relationships? You've been at AIG for a number of years, and so over a period of time, you've certainly cultivated these relationships to help not only the IR function internally, but also communicate the AIG message to the street. So talk a little bit about the relationship building.
Sure. So to build the relationships, I found that the key is really to share information and to communicate with your counterparts. The good news is investor relations has some very unique information about how the outside world looks at our company. Mm-hmm. And so that's valuable to many people within the organization. And so we try to both solicit their input as well as share with them the feedback that we're getting from analysts and investors. And I think we get to a much better place in terms of how we tell the AIG story because of that.
And I would also seem that since you're always asking them for information, it's nice to be on the one who's providing the information as well, and showing them how the information that they have provided to you has really had an impact outside of the organization.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and it does give us the opportunity to highlight the accomplishments that have required the contribution of so many others. A couple years back, for example, we had done a lot of work on our 10K and got great feedback from the street, and so that was not just the work of investor relations by any stretch, and so we were able to give a lot of credit to all the contributors to our 10K in that case.
Liz, you mentioned your relationships with the different business units. How do you leverage these different business partners to speak to investors?
So what we've done in the past is we've had our key business leaders speak to small groups of investors, and it's allowed them to talk more about AIG's businesses as well as the marketplace overall, and we've gotten some great feedback on that. We really see a lot more opportunity to expose more of the senior members of our management team and show the real depth of leadership within the organization. So it's something we've had great feedback on, and I think we'll continue to do more of.
Terrific. Now, we talked about all of the information that you gather internally. I'd like to talk a little bit about how the type of information that you provide to the business leaders, to the C-suite, to the board, to the employees. Because in the seat of IR, you get a lot of information internally, but importantly, you also get a lot of information externally, whether it be research reports or other data that's gathered outside of AIG. So, what are some of the points that resonate with your with the group at AIG?
So we do get quite a bit of information, certainly from the sell-side research standpoint. Anything written that's relevant and timely we send to the C-suite. We try to be thoughtful in condensing large volumes of research around the earnings period so that they have something where they can look towards and get the idea of the broader group of analysts and what the conclusions were. But I think beyond that, we also try to provide to our senior leaders an analysis of the stock, our shareholder base, our trading activity in AIG shares, as well as relative and absolute share price performance and valuation relative to industry peers. Mm-hmm. So there's quite a bit that we try to provide to the senior management team.
The fact that you're here sharing your insight and information as a leader in IR, we really do appreciate it. On behalf of the New York chapter, I want to thank Liz for joining us today. It's really been terrific to hear from you, and we will definitely do this again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Happy to
Liz.
be here.